Just moments ago, the rumors became reality. Lil Wayne, the icon, the prodigy, the self-proclaimed best rapper alive, has been rushed to the hospital. And according to close sources, his condition is critical. This isn't just another headline. This is real. But first, there's a story the world ignored for years. The story of a boy from New Orleans who had a record deal by age 9 and a bullet in his chest at 12 for trying to end his life. Wayne was never just a rapper. He was a survivor. He was born Dwayne Michael Carter Jr. on September 27, 1982, in Holly Grove, one of the toughest and most forgotten neighborhoods in New Orleans. His father left when Wayne was just 2 years old, vanished, and never came back. His mother, Jacida Carter, was a cook. She worked non-stop, double shifts, barely making it to the end of the month. They lived in a small public housing apartment. 1 bedroom, 1 fan, 3 locks on the door. It was a place where kids didn't dream of being stars. They dreamed of surviving. But Wayne was different. Since he learned to speak, he was rhyming, inventing songs, mimicking the records his mom played in the kitchen. And when he was 8 years old, he found an empty notebook. From then on, he never stopped writing. At school, he stood out, not for his grades, but for his wit, his energy, his talent for improvisation. One afternoon, he got on the school stage. He was 9. He freestyled. The whole room fell silent. A child, with a squeaky voice and burning eyes, and lyrics no adult dared to say. Someone in the audience was listening. A contact from Cash Money Records. He told Brian Williams. Birdman met him weeks later and signed him on the spot. He was the youngest artist in the label's history. Wayne called him Pops, not out of respect, but out of need, because he never had a real one. Birdman became his father, his mentor, and his shadow. At 11, he was already recording hooks for older artists. At 12, he was on street mixtapes. And that same year, something happened that would mark him forever. One random afternoon, Wayne shot himself in the chest with his mother's gun, a suicide attempt. It wasn't about music. It was about the silence, feeling alone, believing he didn't matter. No one expected him to survive, but he did. A police officer nicknamed Uncle Bob ignored protocol. He didn't wait for the ambulance. He carried the boy in his patrol car to the nearest hospital. He saved his life. From that day on, Wayne changed. He promised not to die without leaving a mark, not to waste a single verse. And he kept that promise. In 1997, at just 14, he joined the Hot Boys, alongside Juvenile, BG, and Turk. They were young, dangerous, and had fire in their throats. The album Guerrilla Warfare was a Southern hit, but everyone knew one of them shined brighter, the smallest, the quietest, the deadliest. Wayne. At 17, he released his first solo album, The Block Is Hot, platinum record, millions of copies, and a new star on the rap map. But it still wasn't enough. Wayne wanted more lyrics, more respect, more control. So he vanished for a while, locked himself in the studio, writing, recording, reading dictionaries, studying Jay-Z, mimicking Nas, not to copy them, but to surpass them. In 2004, the Carter arrived, and rap changed forever. His voice, his flow, his style. Every bar was a punch, every song, a statement. And in 2005, the Carter II dropped. Wayne wasn't just a Southern star anymore. He was the best in the country, and he shouted it. "I'm the best rapper alive." Some laughed, others were offended, but everyone listened. Wayne wasn't just an artist, he was a phenomenon. He did 100 collaborations a year, jumped from beat to beat like an acrobat. They called him the rapper who never sleeps. Every verse was fire, and the world knew it. In 2008, he dropped The Carter 3, over 1 million copies in the first week. He won 4 Grammys, including Best Rap Album, and he was crowned. Not because of a slogan, but because he earned it. Lil Wayne was king. But even at the top, Wayne was still bleeding inside. Lil Wayne was the king. But as history has shown again and again, the top is the most dangerous place to live. Because from there, there's only one way. Down, and he fell. Slowly, silently, desperately. Codeine was no longer a companion. It was a necessity, a religion, a curse. Sizzurp, the purple syrup, that mix of cough syrup, soda, and candy. A formula that seemed harmless. Until it wasn't. Wayne didn't hide it. He flaunted it. In foam cups, with ice, as if it were part of his identity, as if it were part of the show. But it wasn't an effect. It was real. He drank it during interviews, on stage, in videos, in the studio, at home, in limos, anywhere, anytime. And meanwhile, his body began to fail. The seizures started becoming frequent. First, once a year, then every 6 months, then every month, every week, sometimes mid-flight, other times just before hitting the stage, or after an interview. No warning, no control. His team had contingency plans, always a doctor nearby, always an escape route. But he kept going, because Wayne didn't know how to stop, didn't know how to say enough. He only knew how to record, create, consume, repeat. In 2010, he was arrested for illegal weapons possession, a semi-automatic pistol in his private luggage. He was sentenced to 1 year in prison, spent 8 months in Rikers Island. No fans there, no lights, no codeine, just bars, routines, and thoughts. He wrote, trained, reflected, said he came out stronger. And maybe he did, but not healthier. Because the demons were still out there, waiting for him, with a full cup. In 2013, he was found unconscious in his room. Multiple seizures, high fever, accelerated heart rate. He was rushed to the hospital, put in a medically induced coma for days. The news exploded. Lil Wayne is near death. His body has had enough. Many outlets declared him dead. His name trended worldwide. Fans cried, artists paid tribute. His team denied everything, downplayed the incident, spoke of exhaustion, dehydration, routine. But the world felt the blow and didn't forget. The following years were confusing, unstable, tense. He kept releasing music, kept collaborating, kept making money. But something had broken. Something unseen, but deeply felt. His energy, his gaze, his presence. He was no longer the Wayne from 2008. He was a blurry reflection, a shadow of himself. His lyrics spoke of death, addictions, loss, emptiness. But it no longer felt like art. It was confession, a cry for help. Social media started noticing the change. Videos where he could barely speak, nonsensical phrases, long silences in interviews, blank stares, uncoordinated body, sometimes euphoric, exaggerated, smiling for no reason, other times completely absent, staring at the floor with a weak voice, as if he were very, very far away. And other times, he simply disappeared for weeks, months. No explanation, no posts, no activity. His circle changed too. Old friends? Gone. Studio partners? Distant. Producers stopped calling. People who were once by his side now only saw him in the news. His relationship with Birdman, his mentor, his symbolic father, his pops, turned cold, broken, painful. Lawsuits, public feuds, interviews full of shade, accusations of betrayal, awkward silences. The man who once hugged him at the top was now just another business partner, or maybe an enemy. Wayne kept releasing albums. The Carter 4, I Am Not a Human Being, Funeral, The Carter 5, all filled with talent, with skill, with powerful verses, but none with soul, none with the raw energy of the past, because the soul was tired. You could hear it in the voice, see it in his eyes, feel it in every track's atmosphere. Wayne was still there, but also not. And the world began to ask, how much longer can he go on like this? How long can his body endure? How long can he pretend everything is fine? Because, on the outside, everything looked okay. Expensive clothes, yachts, collabs with rising stars, awards, money, luxuries. But inside, Lil Wayne was falling apart. Slowly, silently, desperately. In recent years, Wayne has gone in and out of the hospital more times than he cared to count, and many more than the media ever reported. Sometimes for fatigue, sometimes for epileptic seizures. Sometimes there was no explanation at all, but everyone knew what it was. Everyone but him. Codeine was no longer a tool. It was the center of his routine. He woke up with it and went to sleep with it. Sometimes he didn't sleep at all. He barely ate, recorded at any hour, lost all sense of time. In 2016, he was hospitalized again. Another seizure, another canceled flight, another vague statement, another round of denial. But his body was screaming, and this time, louder than ever. His heart weakened, his voice too. His focus almost vanished. Wayne kept trying to create, but the magic was no longer the same. Not from lack of talent, but from lack of strength. Today, according to close sources, his condition is critical. He's under intensive observation. His family has requested privacy, and the world is silent, a heavy silence, cold, worried.